Hi, Kingdom. Today we're going to talk about when the narcissist was involved with the new supply. I found out about the person and um, I was on an emotional roller coaster. And now that I look back, I can't really tell you that I was um, emotional. It's hard to put a finger on it. Lots of people say that they've had this experience where it's a weird attachment that you have, but it's something that they do on purpose. Now that I understand more about it and have read and watched lots of videos and a lot of people explaining how it works, they definitely you become very attached to this person, even though it is a absolutely sick, demented relationship. The person, they have a lot of issues. They have emotional issues. They have psychological issues. They have all kind of things going on. But um, in my case, I relied so much on this person. This person knows, I think I mentioned before, knows how to fix anything under the sun, can fix it. Anything around the house, he was very handy. Um, a car, he can fix it. Um, anything that is broken, my daughter always says, don't worry, mommy, daddy will fix it. And it's very true. And if he didn't know how to fix it, he figured it out. It didn't take him long. So I always say that, if one thing I can say good about him is that he has that absolute wonderful gift that he can fix anything in this world. I don't think there's ever anything that I've seen from him in all the years that I've known him that he couldn't fix. I know there have been a couple of times where there were some things that it racked his brain and it took him a little while to figure out, but he was very determined that if he wanted to figure out how something worked, or how to fix something, should I say, that he was going to figure it out. So I have to give that to him 100%, and I would never take that away. And also, he is a really, really good cook. But anyway, I want to talk about when um, I found out about the new supply. Um, there was a coldness that it didn't add up to what was really going on, how he was treating me, and what was going on in the home. There was nothing different on my end. Um, well, I have to take that back. There was something different. Um, and I think this is where the new supply came about, um, in that I had stopped giving him the supply that he was needing. So at this particular point in the relationship, I had, I guess the word would be, I gave up. I was tired. I couldn't take it anymore. Um, it was the same thing over and over and over, and just insanity doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. And so I detached and I stopped caring, and he accused me of cheating, and he uh, nothing was ever good. Everything I did was wrong. If I cooked something, it was too soft, or it's too hard, or it had too much salt, or didn't have enough salt, or if I got out of work and stopped at the store, 5 minutes after I got out of the store, got in the store, he was calling, screaming, "Where you at? Where you at? Where you at?" Told me on a regular basis that it wasn't our home, it was his home. Even though we both paid the bills in the home, he paid half and I paid half. He was very adamant in telling me on a pretty much daily basis to get the F out of his house. And so I found out about the new supply, and I, he was sitting on the couch. He would sit on the couch every weekend. And at this time, I worked every weekend. And so when I would come home, I would notice very strange behavior. Either he would be in the room, which was very strange because he was never in the room. He was always out in the yard or in the garage doing something. And in this instance, when the new supply was in the picture, it was a completely different person. It was like I was living with a zombie. Um, he was very, very detached, very cold, very like not saying anything. Walking around the house like I had done, I literally would come in the house from working all day. He would be home with our daughter and wouldn't speak to me, didn't talk to the man all day long, and still had a problem when I got home. Asked him what the problem is, couldn't answer me. But he was spending a lot of time in our room, I found out, and I understand now. Spending a lot of the time in our room sexting the woman in Georgia, who is now the new supply. Um, and just, I would come home and he would be in the bed at like 5:30 in the afternoon. And I come in and I said, "What in the world is what?" I'm like, "Are you okay?" And so it was like a regular thing. And then my daughter started telling me, she would say, "Mommy, Daddy, Daddy was mean to me today." And I'm like, "What do you mean? How was he mean to you?" She said, "Every time I was out here and every time I went in the room to try to talk to him, he would yell at me and tell me to go away and close the door." And he was doing this literally like every weekend. And so either when I would come home, either he would be in the um, bed, I guess sexting on the phone, or when I would get home, he would get off the phone, and then I would notice that he would sit on the couch and he was watching this same video for the rest of the weekend. While I'm home, it was just a man. I would go over his shoulder because you would just hear zzz. So I go over his shoulder, and it's a man sharpening a knife with one of the the power tool, the like a blade, the Lord, I can't think of the name right now, but he was the man would just be in the video just sharpening the knife. And I would say to him, "Why are you continuously watching that?" This, and it was the same video over and over and over. So if he started watching that video at 6 o'clock, at 8 o'clock, he was still watching that same video. Then the next day, he get up, I'm home. He get up, he go on the couch, he put on the same video, and it was the same video over and over and over and over again, over and over and over. And I kept asking him, "What is this? Your obsession with this video? Why do you continue to watch the same video over and over and over again?" And he would, when I would say that to him, it was always the same response. One or two things. He would chuckle every time, and then he would either stop watching the video and then get up and go outside or go in the garage, or he would just chuckle and continue to watch it. So I now understand. And I tell you what, you got to get away from these people. I was so dumb and I had so many blinders on that I couldn't even see it. And I don't understand what it is when you're dealing with these people. It's like you are in a daze when you are, it's not until you get out. And I've heard a lot of people say the same thing. When you're in it, you don't understand. It doesn't make sense. You're in it and it's like you get used to the abuse, you get used to the insanity, and you can't figure out why you can't pull away from these people. And then when you are out, you look back and you think and you say to yourself, what and why did I stay as long as I stayed? Why did I put up with that? What, and then the big question is you look at them and you go, what did I ever see in this person? Because now you actually see them for what they really are. You see, so when they first meet you, they imitate everything you are. They want to be you. They become obsessed with you. They love everything about you because they love your aura. They love your energy. They love your vibe. They love they love your love. They love your being. They want to become you. So then, in the end, they figure that they've taken all your power. They've taken all of your energy, all of your love, all of your vibe, all of your everything good about you. They've 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 depleted that because they figure that they've taken it. They've now feel that they've become you because you've given them all of your power. You've allowed them to drain you. They've sucked all of the life, all of the blood, all of the energy out of their vampires. They suck everything from you. They take everything from you. But you allow them to do that. We allow them to do that. But we have to take our power back. So when we no longer say, enough is enough. When we finally say enough is enough, and we no longer will accept their nasty, disgusting behavior, and we stand up for ourselves and we say, this is it. I'm cutting you off, and I am not allowing you in my space anymore. All bets are off. And now you see them for who they really are. So you're going to see the ugly creature now. You're going to see the ugly being now. You thought you knew them. You thought you knew them when they talked about people behind their backs. But now they're talking about you. And I want you to understand and know something and remember something. If you are around a person, and I had to take this advice for myself, if you are around a person that talks about their mother, their father, their brother, their sister, and all of their family members in a disgusting, nasty way, they don't have anything good to say about these people that are close to them, they're talking about you as well. And I want you to know that if you thought that they talked disgusting about their family members, you don't want to hear what they're saying about you. You don't want to hear. Just imagine how they talked about others. It's for you, it's multiplied. It's multiplied because now you see them for who they really are. The mask is off. You're not shaded anymore. You're not blinded anymore. You see them exactly for who they are. So just know they're not talking good about you. They're not saying anything nice. They don't mean you well. They don't want good for you. And they want to destroy you. And mine, and I believe that he was going to do harm to me because he's made reference on many occasions what he was going to do to me. Um, so I do believe that he was going to do something to me. And those videos were an interlude in his mind of what was to come. But I praise a mighty, wonderful, magnificent God. And I am covered, and God camps his angels round and about me and my children. And the only power that Satan and his minions have is the power I give him. And I give them no more power anymore. I've taken my power back. And you can take yours back too. And you are come too far to give up. You can find peace, because I found peace. My kids are happy. I am happy. And most of all, we live in peace. There was arguing every single day, every day, about everything and anything and everything. And my children and I, we live together in peace and in harmony. We work together. If we have an issue, we talk, we work it out. And that's how it's supposed to be. So I wish for you, my prayer for you is that you find and you live in peace. You find peace. You find joy and happiness. And know that God loves you. He adores you. He wants you to call on him. He wants you to rely on him. So give him the honor and the glory. And I want to say that God shielded me and protected me. God knew what was to come, what the enemy had in mind for me and possibly my children. But when you stay prayed up and when you are a child of God, only protection, only love, and only blessings and everything that is good will come to you. Just know and believe that. In Jesus' name, have a blessed one. I hope that these are helping you. I know it helps me to get it off my chest. And I love you, and stay strong and be a blessing.